I'm ready.
You are?
I'm ready.
Excellent, excellent.
So, I heard that you had something to say, Sean.
So I have an obligation to our listeners.
Uh-oh.
I made a promise.
Did we fuck up again? And
No.
you have to clarify that we lied about something on the podcast?
Au contraire, mon frère. We went off on one of our lovable tangents last episode in which we dropped on a subject that's near and dear to my heart, and I needed to talk about it. And that is, of course, as everyone would know, Corey Feldman.
Jesus Christ.
So I want to talk a little bit about Corey Feldman. Now, I was in one lifetime a film major, and I spent an exuberant amount of time focusing on like the teen idol pop sensation era of the 80s. Like all of John Hughes like people and St. Elmo's Fire, but nothing quite matches the Coreys. And I'm talking about Corey Feldman and Corey Haim. I would love to talk about that 80s era. That was really merely a backdrop for why I would continue to stay interested in Corey Feldman. That man has only gotten more interesting. So I'm sure everybody knows about the big show he did, like the live performance.
I didn't until you told me what you were going to be for Halloween last year.
Which
was Corey Feldman from the Today Show.
Yeah, so Corey Feldman, Corey and the Feldmans, as I like to call it, because he's got Corey's Angels there. So he was on the Today Show, and he does his song, which most would think is like his attempt at like music, which would be cute if it wasn't like his 8th attempt, and he didn't have like a huge collection of music. But what's more important is what's going on in the background, and that's Corey's Angels. Do you guys know much about Corey's Angels?
I watched a documentary about it, and I know who his angels are. They're like models that he hires to just dance around his stage with wings on while he's...
Far better than that, my friend.
They play instruments.
So it's better than that.
Really?
No, they don't actually play those instruments.
No, they stand in front of instruments pretending to play.
You're right. You do more in Rock Band than they did on stage. But Corey's Angels really comes from the fact that Corey Feldman, for a period of time, and there's a great editorial, 2 of them. There's a sequel to the editorial done by Vice.com about the fact that for a large period of time, Corey Feldman was charging admission to parties he was throwing in California. And one of the editorialists, the journalists for Vice, went to one of his parties. Mm-hmm. And he took pictures and stuff, and so you would pay a reasonable amount of money. It was like $800, and you could go to one of Corey Feldman's parties.
What? That was the door price?
That was the door price.
You said reasonable, and you said like more than a plane ticket to
but
anywhere I want to go.
Like if I was like kicking around and was bored, I would absolutely go to a Corey Feldman party. I would even probably fly to go to a Corey Feldman party, just because it only got better sounding from the editorial, which was meant to destroy it.
Was Corey Feldman present?
Absolutely,
okay,
he was.
So it wasn't a Great Gatsby thing.
But sort of.
Okay.
Sort of a Gatsby thing. So the first floor was filled with all of these people who like were clearly just like F-listers who were like trying to like just get one step up for being around Corey Feldman.
Right. The Bill Murrays and Gary Buseys and
the
friends of the show.
The people that are low, like below D level, like Bill Murray.
Right.
And
it's wrong. It's super wrong.
And Brendan Fraser.
So apparently the whole first floor was just filled with posters of movies that he was in. He was nowhere to be found.
And this is his actual house?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
It only would have been better if you were like, no, he rented out this space.
And then put his posters up. And there was one Street Fighter 2 arcade cabinet for like entertainment. Huh. They had a DJ, and Corey was upstairs with Corey's Angels. So Corey was trying to build this model talent agency where he would take like J-list models, and he would, it was like a Playboy bunny kind of thing. And he would give them careers and get them connected with people as a manager. But really what was happening like at these parties was Corey was upstairs with the Angels like banging the whole time. So you would come to one of his parties, a bunch of weird nobodies like floozies and like drug addicts and stuff, and hang out and play some Street Fighter. And then Corey would come down just like all sexed out and like say a bunch of incoherent things and then go to his hot tub and get drunk. And that was one of Corey's parties. So the Vice people, they took pictures of the whole thing. And Corey was like really upset, understandably. So Vice was like, okay, we're really sorry. We want to come back. And he was like, okay, but that guy can't come and there can be no pictures, which was great, except for they got one of those police courtroom sketch artists to come with them the next time.
Oh my god.
So the next editorial is another story of Corey Feldman's parties, but it's accompanied by all of those courtroom sketches that you've seen.
Jesus.
Oh my god, that is amazing.
It's so good.
That's awesome.
It's so good. And the parties have only gotten worse at this point. Like, no one recognizable. The cops got called. There was a helicopter. I highly, highly recommend looking at it. But needless to say, recently enough, he concluded allowing people to come over to his house for parties. He stopped throwing paid-for parties.
God, I feel like that's something that we should.
That was going to be the
hypothetically speaking. If you could go to any party,
Corey Feldman party.
Exactly.
No, what would you? How would you spend your night with Corey Feldman?
Right. Well,
is a real question.
I would. Yeah, I would be a Charlie's Angel, right?
We need to go.
Corey's
that's
Angels.
Corey's Angels. Right?
Charlie's Angels.
Did I see Charlie's Angels?
That's trademarked.
That's it, guys. Let's go get lost, boys.
That actually kind of like segues really nicely into our topic, which this week is if you could have one holiday that you repeat for the rest of your life, what holiday would it be?
Because Corey Feldman's parties are like holidays, right?
Is the
exactly
choice that I would pick.
Well, I think we've answered it. Let's move on.
Pop the fun, don't stop. We're done. Thanks for tuning in. No, seriously though, yeah.
I gotta do the intro.
Oh, okay.
Welcome to this week's episode of Hypothetically Speaking. I am Tyler Malter. With me, as always,
John Reed
and
Corey Hames.
Yep. You got dark there. You picked the other Corey. Yeah. So, like I just said, our topic this week is what holiday, if we had to pick a holiday that we could relive over and over, day after day after day, which holiday would you pick? Who wants to go first?
I will, absolutely.
Okay. I kind of wanted to, but go ahead.
No, I'm going.
Yeah, no.
This was Sean's question, right?
Yeah.
You had rules to this one.
I did.
Okay.
Well, we need to discuss the rules, and that's why I wanted to go first. It's going to help you.
My pick was Groundhog's Day. Sorry.
Was it really?
No.
Did you just jump in?
No, it is not. It is not Groundhog's Day.
So, based on how you want to interpret this question is where my two answers are.
Okay.
So, the first way to interpret the question, in my opinion, is that every day is that day. But I don't mean like a repeat. I don't mean like you wake up and, it's the exact same day that transpired the previous day. It just happens to also be that day again.
It's the 8 millionth Valentine's Day.
Of that day.
Right.
So Christmas takes place in winter. It's always winter.
That was my question. So that is why I have chosen the obvious choice, in my opinion, which is Columbus Day. And I've chosen it for a few reasons. Taylor, you're giving me this face. You're like, why would you pick Columbus Day?
Well, yeah, it's just you can't get banking done.
No, okay. So national holidays are a problem. But of all the national holidays that are observed, Columbus Day has the least federal agencies that are closed. That's a good thing. That means that more often, likely, you're going to be able to do work. Secondly, Columbus Day is not a day that most privatized sector businesses acknowledge, which means that we're not talking about fucking chaos. Like, you pick Christmas, no one is working ever again.
Right.
Like, the only people that are working are like the people who, are retail and stuff like that have to. And that's only going to get worse. So, like, we're going to get even more disgruntled, right? Second reason was because it takes place in the first week of October. And gentlemen, in Kansas, the first week of October is beautiful.
It's really nice weather.
Very nice weather. And we only have maybe a week and a half of nice weather like the whole year.
Sure. Today was pretty nice outside. It was the temperature and everything.
And we're getting
cool off. Yeah.
damn near close to Columbus Day.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking if I have to be in a time frame, like I can still get a lot done, it's going to be beautiful every day. Columbus Day.
Sure.
So that's if you want to take it in that direction, that every day is beautiful. The beautiful part is important to me. And when you're talking about Columbus Day, plus it's cold. Like a lot of bugs are dying off. Like I love the fall because you could also pick like Easter. April's kind of the October counterpart, sort of.
A little more rainy.
More rainy, and like everything's blooming. Like the pollen count. I mean, allergies would be horrible. Yeah. So I picked Columbus Day. Right. However, if you want to interpret the question the other way, which is that there are still this traditional 365 days of the year. However, every day happens to still be a holiday, I'm definitely going to pick election day. I just think
every day's a new
hilarious.
365 presidents per year.
That's right.
That is fucking gold.
Every day is President's Day.
Why is it when you have good topics you go first, and when you have bad ones you go last?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Or answers, not topics.
Could you imagine that though? Seriously, like people would, halfway through their day, they'd have to start prepping for the election.
Yeah,
because you could get reelected, and I say you keep the 4 years. So you have some insane Hunger Games style battles of combat, like people pushing forward to try to keep going. 4 more years is really more 24 more hours.
Yeah,
and they'd be campaigning all the time.
That's not bad. I might steal that from you.
You can't.
John, what was your holiday that you were
Election Day?
I'm
just kidding. No, I would. I'm on par with Sean's first description of the rules, where it's the same day, just 365 times.
Mm-hmm.
So I would pick something like. I didn't want to pick Halloween or Thanksgiving, but I'd probably pick Thanksgiving. Because a lot of food is involved, and I love to eat.
Yeah,
I don't look like I eat a lot.
That was my problem. I would have picked Thanksgiving, but I would get way too fat.
Yeah.
Just because I would always have this nice fucking dinner.
Right. There's deals on turkeys.
Exactly. And most places are open at least half the day on Thanksgiving, and they close around 1 or 2 o'clock, and then for the rest of the day. So at least some work is getting done. Some of your, I don't know about banks and stuff like that, but I know retail stores and stuff.
Yeah, most private sector businesses aren't.
Well, the libertarian in me is in full support of the government being closed most of the time, the federal government.
Yeah.
I was right there with you though on Thanksgiving.
I love food.
And I also, I see your Columbus Day.
Uh-huh.
And that was kind of where I was going. So Memorial Day would probably be my first choice.
It's too hot.
No, it's the beginning of summer.
Oh, Veterans Day is a good one because it's nothing's closed on Veterans Day. Who cares about them? Yeah. And the weather's nice.
Who cares about that? You're one of them.
School's
John.
out though.
What? I am?
Who cares about us is what you should have said.
Oh, man.
Yeah, school's out. You wouldn't have any learning.
I got fucking little shits.
School's out? It is?
Columbus Day, I think people are out for Columbus Day too.
Yeah, and they're out for Memorial Day.
Little shits everywhere. Not for Election Day.
And that is why I ended up not choosing Memorial Day, which would have been my first choice. My actual first choice, and the one I would go with, is Halloween. Because Halloween, nowhere is closed.
It's true.
And it's it's just a little too cold, to walk around with short sleeves, but it's really nice until it gets dark.
But it makes sense. It's 24/7, 365 justification for dressing up, for cosplaying.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
No excuses.
So
what are you doing?
Always,
Halloween.
At night, you always have fun in that you can go trick-or-treating, but you don't always have to go trick-or-treating. You can have Halloween parties, or you can just dress up all day at work for whatever you want. It's like the Halloween Town movies in real life.
Speaking of which, too, one of my favorite bonuses of Halloween is that everybody's playing horror movies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, because you can purchase horror movie channels, but they suck.
Right.
They have a bunch of, D-list horror movies. So, but everybody's licensing the good shit and throwing it up. So,
yep.
I'm man.
Halloween is the day to pick.
See, I thought about Halloween, but I feel like the end of October is too wild card for Kansas because sometimes it's balls cold.
Yeah, but that's completely fine because balls cold really is just a large jacket.
Duh.
And some gloves, maybe.
It could be rainy.
My balls are never really that cold, but I get what you're saying.
And you're gonna get tired of the Monster Mash and Purple People Eater.
I'm tired of those going into it,
yeah.
But I would be okay with
every day.
Yeah.
Halloween Town.
I would be by the time 2 or 3 years passed, I'd be over it, and hopefully the whole world would be over it, and we would all just move on and it'd be regular days again.
It'd still be holiday or Halloween.
Yeah, but even if it wasn't. Really, what's Halloween? The harm? Would you make
revisit Halloween?
A specific Halloween day? Halloween.
Yeah, it's Halloween.
It's like
Halloween.
Day 311 is Halloween. The other 364 days of the year are not Halloween.
Not Halloween.
Yeah.
Happy not Halloween.
Yep.
Man.
So, did you guys have anything else you wanted to say about?
No.
holidays.
Like, I had a lot of trouble.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I had a lot of trouble identifying like what we would count as a holiday because there's so many dumb holidays out there.
Well, Trump has a holiday now.
Like, yeah, and there's like
he does.
Yeah, his election day is a national holiday now.
That's right.
How?
He set it up
because he's president. He can do that.
How did I miss that one?
Yeah, he did that.
I don't know.
Any excuse to get drunk.
We're forever gonna celebrate.
Excuse to get drunk. At this point, I celebrate Mexico's Independence Day. I'm not even Mexican.
we could do Cinco de Cuatro.
Oh, that's good.
So, skateboard day.
Skateboard day.
Yeah, I looked that one. I was browsing through. I was on Wikipedia. I looked up the Wikipedia for holidays, and it shows like the 11 like federal holidays, and then it's like other holidays, and it only lists like another 10. But there's like 8 holidays a day.
Speak like a pirate day.
Or talk like a pirate day.
Or whatever. Best friend day and
420.
Love your pet day. 420. 420.
Yeah.
That's the choice. That's what it should have been. I don't even smoke weed. 420 is just like any other day to me.
It's any other day.
Except it's in April, which is a nice month, except for the pollen thing.
It's a decent month.
I think 420 is the one I pick.
I think Columbus Day is really OP.
No, Columbus Day is named after a murderer and like second largest genocide next to
the
Hitler.
actual Columbus Day holiday, since all the other days are Columbus Day, that one day can become the Purge, right?
Jeez.
Yeah, we reenact what Christopher Columbus did to Native Americans.
Exactly. Well, we love Native Americans.
Yeah. No, we wouldn't purge to Native Americans.
Except Brendan Fraser. He's like 30%.
Is he?
He's a friend of the show.
It's his 30 best
He's
percent.
not. It's his 30 best percent.
Look, I saw George of the Jungle. He's like 100%.
Dr. Doolittle. Or Dudley Do Right.
Yeah. There's a bunch of states that have banned Christopher Columbus Day.
Oh, that's good.
They have declared that Christopher Columbus Day isn't Christopher Columbus Day anymore. It's like, what is it? Like Landing Day or something?
Like Pilgrim's Day.
Yeah, it's like
coming to
He
America.
came over with Mayflower, right?
Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria.
Those were later.
Yeah.
The Mayflower.
The Mayflower was the first one to land on the shores. Then, the other 3 came after.
The Nina,
right?
the Pinta, and
some
the
history
Santa Maria.
major out there is like screaming.
In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
On the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria.
In 1942.
In 1942, Hitler. Oh my God! Oh my God! Every time we rearrange the dates.
Oh no!
Oh, it's 2 now. It's 2000.
Yeah,
So it's going to be like 2914 or 2194 or 2491.
In 91-24, Columbus comes to kill some more.
Oh, that was really good. I'm so proud of you, man. That's going to do it this week for us at Hypothetically Speaking. I'm Tyler Malta. You can find me at TJMalt421. You can find Sean Murphy at
Chuck Bonsai 1.
You can find John Reed at
John Reed Art.
You can find our website at tablenight.com. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/tablenightproductions. You can find us on YouTube by searching Table Night Productions. And we will see you next week.
Bye.
Peace.
Hypothetically Speaking is a Table Night production. I can't believe those assholes paid me $5 just for that.